And I want to end by, you didn't ask me to talk about the state of ICA, because I don't know, I don't pretend to know what is going on or what needs to be done, although I want to be part of that discussion and action. But I wanted to just raise a couple of questions that I have, and I'm sure you have your own questions and the challenges that we face. My first question is, how can we inspire ourselves to do the greatest work that we can do? Not just sort of piddle along, but what is the greatest work? And I know some of you commented on that in your 5-question answers. You know, how can we really set the discussion for the next 200 years? Somebody had that in their comment. Some of my questions are, what is the role of ICA International in all of this, in terms of coordination and whatever else, advocacy? The role of the national ICAs, funding, with foundations, corporations, government, individuals, staffing. Who is the ICA? Are they paid? Are they volunteers? Who's coordinating? What methods are being used? Can we go beyond top? What about all the other methods beyond top? What are the strategic priorities in terms of themes and geography? Allies. Who are our closest allies, our partners that we're going to go forward with? And how do we measure impact? Because we have to tell our story of what we did and how we did it. And so we have to do our own SWOT analysis. What are our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? And there are many strengths: the incredible track record, the archives, the volunteers, the spirit, the building, the new CEO, and on and on. There are weaknesses, there are opportunities. When I saw what people are doing, you know, and it's incredible when people said what they're doing in international development, to answer the 5 questions. I have a whole list here. I won't read it, but it's, I mean, just everything, and literacy projects in India and Rwanda and North America, development work in Chile, Haiti, Philippines, India, Kenya, Vietnam, Tanzania, Mexico, Indonesia, out of Japan. I see Canada's work through Listen to the Drumming in Kenya, Togo, Ghana, Tanzania, Rwanda. I see Nepal's incredible work. I see Bangladesh's great work. HIV/AIDS work in Africa, self-help groups, the national ICAs, such as ICA Zimbabwe with the new Rotary 3H self-help grant. The Shanklin's work with FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN. Abby North's work in Africa with HIV/AIDS. ICA International's advocacy in forestry and the global conference coming up in Nepal in 2012. The funding support. ICA Taiwan. I was shocked. Did you read what ICA Taiwan is doing all over Asia? It is amazing. It's just staggering what they are doing. And they're also training the UN. Larry Fulbrook is training UN officials all over the world. I mean, what is going on is just splendid. I see Peru willing to share its disaster relief methodology. Ken Ellison and Gary Forbes working through ARD, doing great work. The work Bruce Williams is doing in education, just sterling work. Leadership Inc. in China and Mongolia, the Water and Health Advocacy Forum, and so on and so forth. So how do we network that? Create synergy, work with what we have, go forward with this incredible momentum of people and skill and action and methods, and how do we capitalize on all of that capital and that investment of our lives around the planet. So the challenges I would leave us with is, how can we be catalytic, leverage the greatest change possible? Number 2, should not we work at various levels, not only the community level, but various levels? Should we not definitely include advocacy for policy change at the national level? We must change national policy in the United States, or the planet is not going to make it. We've got to change the climate change policy, the economic policy, of the developed world. We need to think big. How do we do that? Be bold. Form partnerships with others. Let go of credit, if need be. And then this one is something I just became aware of. It seems to me that I see Nepal is working primarily in Nepal. what if ICA-USA worked primarily in the U.S.? Now, of course you do, and you have, as you mentioned, there have been all the incredible work of the last 40 years, but I know there's been a hiatus, there's been a change, we're in a transition, there's a resurgence, new leadership, new vision. But this is something my wife talks to me a lot, because she spent 20 years in a monastery while I was saving the world. She was saving the world in a Buddhist monastery. So she keeps saying, Rob, why are all of you so in love with international development? What about the United States? What about Alabama and Mississippi and Appalachia and the ghetto and New York City and the reservations? Where else? The suffering in this country is immense. And now with the recession, it's growing by leaps and bounds. And it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. The suffering in the United States is going to get worse. She said, is it just because it's exotic to go to some other country? I said, and I was offended. No. I've spent my 41 years working all over the world, not because it was exotic, because I'm a global citizen. I'm a servant of the planet. And she says, but what about here, at home, in New York, in our village, in our state, she's right. And I'm changing my view. What do I do in my village? Because I have worked for 41 years all in 55 countries, like you have. But what about the United States is going down the tubes? And we want to all go to Nepal. I mean, I want to go to Nepal. And we should. I should go. And you should go. And we should all go to Nepal. Well put. The U.S. is the major global contradiction. If we don't get it right here, we're dead as a species. We need to use new methods, not just look at the past. And Joe Slicker, bless his heart, have you read what he's written lately? He always says, honor the past, let it go, and we're in the 21st century, folks. New methods, new concepts, new ideas, new gurus, new heroes, don't just hold on to the ICA heritage, like we invented God, and it's good. And it's good stuff. I love it. It's good stuff, but it ain't all. There's a big world out there, a great big world of ideas and methods and people. I want to end with a poem an excerpt of a poem which I've lost here by none other than Nelson Stover. And where is that poem? Here it is. Just the last stanza of Murky in the Middle. Murky Middle. This was in your packet. So I think these are the final words of this character, because these words are from my brother. Sages and mystics see through every moment. Every movement. And manifestation. Aware that beauty, awe, and wonder lie within every particle and particularity. When citizens and scholars promote well-tried remedies and proven practices, others leap beyond old stereotypes and assumptions and worldviews and myths to forge new gestalts and arrangements of every sort at every level of intervention. The universe rejoices when creativity finds embodiment, enfleshment, incarnation, the Word made flesh to live among us, while we who are still breathing can do the dance. We're it. It all depends on us. And being thrives in the murky middle. This is the middle. We Buddhists say this is the middle way.